I mean, we'll talk about it, I'm sure, in a little bit, but on the Twitch, which is, again, also, you got youtube.com/WoolieVersus. You also got WoolieVersus on Twitch. Uh, Personally, with all the DMCA stuff going on, uh, my biggest risk was a lot of the music that gets used. So at the moment, my past broadcasts have been cleared out. Don't want to get into any issues there. So we're taking most of that risk and eliminating it. And then when it comes to the clips, that'll be sorted out afterwards, more individually cleared. But for now, as a mass general action, I mentioned it on Twitter, but I'll just mention it here so that everybody's aware. The highlights do still exist. And of course, you can always go to the channel, watch the anime, which is actually overall great way to support. But for the Twitch right now, the past broadcasts that are automatically logged are going to get cleared out so that we don't take any risks, because Twitch apparently just doesn't want to or will not develop a method of telling people what the content problem is. I understand that this was coming for a long time. I just don't understand why they did not develop a method to support pointing out the infraction content and
So
allow
you know
people
what's
to
really
treat it
funny
accordingly. Because
is that
it's insane that YouTube has an upper hand on this.
what's crazy is that telling you what the infringing content is a legal requirement of the DMCA.
Interesting.
Twitch is actually straight up breaking the law towards us in terms of not telling us what the specific DMCA violations are.
It feels almost like they had to roll out the punishments, but they did not yet have the notification solution worked into the system.
So this has been coming for ages, and for some reason, they have decided to wait until the absolute dead ass last minute when they were actually being threatened with lawsuits, to do anything. And the do anything was tell us all to get fucked, and then roll in their Audible Magic subscription, which is basically a content ID system, into clips and VODs, to try and preemptively get your DMCA things killed before fucking RIAA robot does it. As such, over at Pat Stares at, my fucking what do you call it? My VOD archive highlight things are currently sub only. However, you can watch them all on the YouTube channel. They're all there. And I recently took the dramatic step of deleting every clip off my channel. After speaking with Max about it for quite a time, and then taking a look at it myself and been like, oh, I can't sort through these. Jesus Christ. There's like 100,000 fucking clips here. On the plus side, I was able to, and did, download the top 540 clips. I just looked for any clip with views over 1,000. I didn't ask for top 540, but that's what I got. Which they're sitting on my hard drive. Which I will probably throw together in some kind of super cut at some point.
Yeah, I had some similar plans, but it would be nice if Twitch managed to figure out how to fucking tell people
it'd be nice
what they need to delete. Right now, I'm seeing people go through their things, and Max has done the purge. I seen
he got rid of almost 500,000 clips.
I saw.
Did he do his VODs as well?
I'm not sure. I don't think so. He didn't mention it. And like, yeah, the highlight thing, I was planning to do something with that as well, personally. There's an esports channel that like had to clear out like fuck tons of stuff they had, like just people kind of preemptively doing these things. And like, I'm reminded of like some of the panic deleting that was happening back when we were first hearing about the YouTube for Kids fiasco.
Yeah.
And it feels as if every time a major change happens in this domain, there's a widespread panic because it's unclear what the communication is. And we're watching an industry get regulated as we go,
Mm-hmm.
where they're literally inventing and figuring out the regulations of this thing while we're already doing it. So a bunch of trains that are already rolling down the track have to figure out, like what is and isn't okay and how to handle these things. And it seems like when enough people tend to be upset and clearly loud enough about the problems, it takes a while for them to do things to fix it, but they eventually do. Um, but like as far as like this is concerned, like the fear of getting struck once and then the messaging of the letter, I don't like that. Like I want to say Slasher was posting like some people's letters they saw where the text was literally like, "You got struck, you don't know why, and sorry, but if you get struck again, you might lose your channel."
Check out our workshop about copyright. It's like, bitch, I know how copyright law works better than some lawyers at this fucking point.
Like just
Uh,
you got shot, you don't know how or why or who shot you. Don't get shot again. All right.
so somebody asked in the chat, which is a great question, why delete clips? And the answer to that is a little weird. So the DMCA, which is an American law, which pisses me off that we have to deal with it at all. But the DMCA says you get 3 strikes, and then the service that you're running with has the necessity to kill your channel of whatever. So everybody's afraid of 3 strikes. It was the same thing on YouTube, same thing on Twitch. So the problem is that Twitch has clips. Twitch has used something called Audible Magic, and what that does is that if you ever go watch a VOD of like a Microsoft press conference, you'll notice that a ton of that fucking thing is muted. And that is good enough to get around a DMCA claim because Twitch muted it for you and said, well, now there's no copyrighted anything, right? And that's been a pretty good solution so far. The problem is that clips don't use Audible Magic, and each clip constitutes a different infraction. So if I was, say, watching Sony unveil the PS5 and had a big pop-off, and in the background they were playing a Beatles song, and that pop-off got clipped a bunch of times, I could wake up to dozens of strikes in the morning with an auto-deleted channel. That's why people are deleting clips. Because clips are too easy to make, and so there's a billion of them. There are way too many to sort through. I was looking through the amount of clips I had. It would literally take me like an entire year of doing nothing but just to sort through the clips I already have. And it's also why making clips for the time being until I can confirm that the solution has been reached or see how this shakes out. Like, you can't make clips on my channel unless you're a subscriber. Because I just need to dramatically cut down on the amount of clips being made. And also, when I went through that list of top clips, I'm like, I'm seeing a lot of familiar names in here of people making these clips. I'm seeing a lot of consistent shit posters in chat who are clipping the best clips.
Well,
ideally, I'm going to take all that shit off in like 2 weeks or whatever, but fucking who knows?
Yeah. I might end up going through similar motions. At the moment, I'm going to try a couple other things first. Because, again, it sucks. You don't want to have to delete shit. I would like to avoid that if possible. But if it seems like it can't be done, then I might just follow suit on on that and do the same thing over on WoolieVersus. Because, yeah, it like you said, it only takes 3. And
there are hundreds of thousands of clips we're dealing with. Many of them are of the same moment.
The same moment clipped 3 times is 3 infractions. Yeah.
Great. What a shit show.
But that's what we're currently dealing with. Anyway, but that's me, though.
I have to say, though, before we move on, I really do appreciate I put up a bunch of tweets that was like, hey, I have to do this because I could lose my job at any time. And the overall response from everybody was like, oh, yeah, totally, dude. You do whatever. fuck. I appreciate that.
Yeah, well, because everyone's going through it right now, and they're quite. It's clearly the platform that's causing everyone to try different solutions. You know what I mean? There's no like set thing because different channels at different scales have different
Mm-hmm.
levels of problem. You know.
Yeah.
So yeah, everyone's being pretty cool about that.
What a bunch of butt.